Okay guys, I just want to put up another little quick video for anyone who's replying saying that the fix doesn't work, or I'm trolling you, or that I'm giving bad advice or anything like that. So I just wanted to do another little video with a little proof. You know, I never claimed that this is a magic fix that's going to, you know, magically correct every connection on Earth between you and Blizzard's server. I just wanted to show, like, see, getting massive lag spikes. I have it set to a private network, and the game is unplayable for me. You'll see my ping is constantly high. The game will freeze up a lot, even though the ping isn't that high right now. You'll see a lot of unresponsiveness and things like that, the game freezing and not reacting, desync, things sliding around the screen and stuff like that. Typical things, you know, connected to latency or, you know, a bad internet connection. And it's not my connection, it's not my ISP causing the problem, and that I'm sure of, because I can play other games and get a perfect ping. My latency is basically perfect in other servers and other games, and other people at the same time aren't having issues in Blizzard. So, you know, I suspect that it could be, you know, something else, a configuration issue, if they're not having problems, then I am. As you'll see as I'm playing for a short period of time, I get quite a few moments where the game becomes very hard to play. I'm just kind of basically running around. I mean, you can often get in a couple minutes or so. It's hard to tell when you're going to have more trouble. I'm sure a lot of it has to do with Blizzard servers too, because they're definitely not perfect. My ISP is also not perfect. But from my experience, that fix definitely helped my problem. I'm not claiming it to be some magic fix. I'm not saying this is going to fix everybody's problems or anything like that. I'm saying it fixed my problem. And it is an issue. I think somewhere around here it starts to act up again pretty soon. Yeah, it's starting to act pretty bad. See, look at this. The latency hasn't even risen yet, and the game is non-functional. The game does not function. And even after all that, it was frozen for 5 to 10 seconds, and it only says the ping is 160 milliseconds. So clearly, I cannot play for 5 minutes without the game being broken. Hopefully that comes through in the video. It's hard to tell when you're not actually clicking buttons, but you can see the skills being highlighted when I click them and things not happening. And that was a pretty good example with it just kind of rubber banding, standing in place for 10 seconds. I mean, I think that shows that there's an issue. And when I do try that fix, when I swap it over to a public network, it immediately stops. I'm not saying that there's never any latency issues. And I'm not saying that Blizzard servers never have problems. I'm not saying that my ISP never has problems. I'm just saying that that corrects an issue. And it definitely does. It's clear as day. I played for 6 or 7 hours yesterday, and I never once had the game not cease functioning. I had a couple times where the ping went up to 100. I think I even seen a 200 or higher at one point, and I even saw 1,000 at one point, but the game barely even stuttered. Even when I had those problems, it lasted for a split second, and it barely affected the game, at least from what I could tell. So there's something else going on. There's definitely a problem. Not sure how it shows itself, or what could cause it to be an issue. But it's not bad advice. Please don't. I'm just trying to help. I don't know. I'm just trying to share my experience. I'm just trying to be helpful. I'm not trying to be an asshole. So, I mean, try to keep it civil, guys. Don't be disrespectful or rude to me. I'm not trying to hurt anybody. I'm not trolling you. I'm actually trying to do a good thing. I don't know why. Pretty much every human interaction I have has got to be like with the lowest possible example of humanity and never have good human interactions. And I'm just trying to be a decent person. I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but
You can still use these.
in a second here, go ahead and switch it back over and we'll see if it has any issues whatsoever. Because in that short 5-minute period, the game became very uncomfortable to play 3 times in a 5-minute period. I'd say that's pretty bad. To me, that's unplayable. Once in a blue moon is okay. When it's consistent. I played for 3 days during the open beta. Never once did it play right. When the game released, it's been like 3 weeks. I've played a lot in those 3 weeks. And until doing this fix, I could not get it to be playable for more than like minutes at a time. So once again, I hope this helps somebody. I apologize to you if this doesn't magically fix all your problems. If you live somewhere with a bad connection, or your ISP is poor, or something like that, or if Blizzard has troubles, it's not going to correct those connections. It's not going to magically fix anything. But it does seem to be a configuration problem with their software or their servers. And it's definitely worth a try if you have yours set to private. You know, a lot of us do, for whatever reason. You should definitely give this a shot. And another thing with recognizing the problem is it can be difficult because it's not a consistent thing. It's got to be when there's already server problems is when it shows up, because the very first day of open beta I played for over an hour or so, and I did make a video out of it, so, and I didn't have hardly any troubles until that first hour and a half or so. Once the server started to fill up, then I started to have issues and it never went away again. And it definitely comes and goes. It's worse some days than others, but it's definitely a problem. I 100% do not recommend that you play with it set to private. Or maybe it's my router. I don't know what it is. I don't know what connection of things it is, but it's clearly there. I'm not making it up or screwing with you. I promise.
Need more time.
Yeah, today for the most part it's pretty good, but it still can't go too long, like more than 5 minutes. Here we go, starting to see some issues again. And it's definitely connected to activity. It doesn't seem to ever hardly, or at least rarely, it pops up when you're standing around in town or not doing anything. And it usually seems to start right after starting a fight. Here, pretty bad again. Still says 417 milliseconds. I mean, I basically can't run a full dungeon. I can't do a full quest. I can't do anything that lasts any decent amount of time without major issues. It's not in my head. I'm not lying to you for views or something to get 50 views on my demonetized channel. Literally can't even complete one single event without issues. Literally, you know, can't even complete a single event without problems. I don't know what else to say. So now I'll switch it over to public, same as I did in the previous video. Go ahead and restart the game just to make sure that I'm getting a new connection and it's not just, you know, waiting for the next time I connect to change that setting. Things are weird like that. Make sure Go takes effect, so go ahead and restart the Battle.net launcher and everything. I'll have to blur that out. Please don't hack my account. I'm a nice guy. I promise. Well, I guess if I blur it out, you can't. At least not easily. But so here we go. Logging back into the game. Now it's set to public. Go ahead and see how it does. I do apologize for the length of the video also. I could probably chop it down, but that'll take more work just to have people criticize me and be mad at me for trying to help, so probably not going to do that. Unrelated. I don't seem to be able to find the box of mystery in this Helltide. I don't know if they took them out because they were too good or what. I just recently heard about them. Of course, that's kind of the way this game works. If you're the first person to exploit and cheat the game, you're rewarded, you know, and they quickly change it, so. There's always dudes that have maxed out in 3 days and crap like that in Blizzard games. It's kind of how they train people to play. You're just supposed to watch their YouTube channel and find all the exploits before they get patched. That's the method of playing this game. Anything else is kind of wasting time. I enjoy it though. I play like a noob because I have more fun. Someone brought up a good point. If you go into these games thinking of it like you know, just a old console game, like a Super Nintendo game, just get as much fun out as you can. You really do make more use of all the great content and stuff that they've put in this game instead of flying through it as fast as you can and trying to accomplish some internet achievement of playing a lot of video games, like, you know, like you're some esports champion or something like that. I don't know. If you take these things as entertainment and not as a chance to prove something, you get a lot more fun out of it. But yeah, I would still like to get some new items. It's very hard to get good items in this game for me. If you weren't one of the people, you know, rushing to the end of the game and running broken dungeons with exploited parties and all these other things, then you probably have shit gear. I think that's normal, or else I just have really bad luck. Could be a combination of both.
I need more time.
So we're running through this Helltide, pretty crowded area and stuff too. A lot of fighting, a lot of other players. Pretty solid though.
I need more time. I'm not running out of energy.
No issues so far, no lag, no hesitation, no pause, no issues whatsoever.
I don't have enough energy. I need more time.
So I'll just keep running around here for a while and keep tracking the latency and stuff like that, see if I'll mention if there's any problems. But as I said, I played for a good 7, 8 hours yesterday. I went from like level 55 to level 60 without any problems. I still rage quit a couple times because the game gets too freaking difficult out of nowhere randomly, but
Low on energy.
you get tired of getting one shot every now and then. That gets annoying, especially like in a Helltide when it costs you half your shards or whatever they are. So we got some latency here, but it's not really showing up as a problem. Which, I mean, 105 milliseconds isn't horrible. It's not great, but It's not exactly, you know, super twitchy first-person shooter, so shouldn't cause too much of effect. I'm already back down to 55, but I mean, latency happens. It's not a perfect game. It is an MMO, so, or I don't know if it'd be defined as an MMO, but it's basically an MMO. At least it pretends to be an MMO. And that's another thing too, this game kind of is an MMO and it has a huge world, so many quests and stuff like that. It's a shame to miss all that stuff. I feel like they've boosted the spawn rates or just the pack sizes outside of the dungeons, and dungeons seem to kind of suck. I wonder if they're doing that on purpose, trying to lead people away from crappy gameplay. Alright, still running around. I wish you so far.
Low on energy. Needs time to recharge.
I think it's already been probably like 5 minutes or so. Not a problem. Here we got some ping. Let's get in a fight. Let's see if we can see any signs of issues. Yeah. Smooth as a baby's ass. I mean, 100 MS shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. So I don't really know what the problem is. When it's having problems, it doesn't even really have the highest ping normally, and then sometimes it'll be frozen for 10 seconds and then show half a second of latency. So stuff doesn't quite add up. There's definitely like a, you know, coding issue there somewhere.
I'm not ready.
It's like an event going on down there. Let's run over here, see if we can get it to show itself. Finally got some swords for my rogue. I gave up trying to wait for a good item to drop. I just took the highest damage legendary I could find that had some decent numbers on it, and threw 2 of those on there and fixed them with some whatever they're called, aspects. Major improvement. Rogue feels 90 times better than it did yesterday. The game's actually feeling playable again. I guess my gear is really holding me back.
Need more time.
It's a pretty big battle. Got quite a few people running around, you know. Smooth as can be. No problem. Not an issue. So I don't know. Like I said, I apologize if the fix doesn't help for you. I'm not trying to sell you anything, or I'm just trying to help. I'm trying to share a little something I picked up on. It was a huge help for me, and it made me so happy. I thought I would share that with other people. I don't know why I always want to do stuff like that. I'm always trying to be a nice guy, and it always just backfires in my face. So I'll learn. I will learn. Don't worry, guys.
Don't have enough.
You've taught me a lot. You've taught me to be a better person. I'll be a piece of shit like everyone else on Earth. Don't you worry. Yep. At this point, I don't even care if it helps you guys. I just wanted to prove to anyone that's calling me a liar or whatever that it's 100% fact. I'm not a moron. Pretty much when I say something, it'll be true. If I don't know for sure if it's true, I'll say so because I'm an honest person. But yeah, you can all kiss my ass, and I hope your game never works. To anyone that's like being disrespectful, I hope your game stays broken forever, and I hope your ISP sucks for the rest of your life. I'm gonna learn. Everybody sucks anyway, so I'm not gonna help anyone else ever again. So. Thanks for the eye-opener, buddies. I just wanted to rub it in that now my game is buttery smooth and perfect. My ISP is amazing. My internet's wonderful. And the game is great. Have a great day, dicks. Bye-bye.